This is Justin Bradford of Penalty Box Radio coming to you from Bridgestone Arena with more coverage of Media Day following the end of the season for the Nashville Predators. Here at Jeremy K. Gover, Nashville Predators Radio Network. Just overall, your thoughts?
We're wearing the same clothes as yesterday's video as well, so
he called me out on that.
I don't think we've left the arena. Okay, no, the overwhelming response to the players. They were all gracious and wonderful, but again, you have to feel for them because they're trying to answer hard questions 48 hours after their season came to an end. In dramatic fashion. Yes, the score was not dramatic, but the way that they forced Game 7 after overtime winner in Game 6, it's got to be tough for them.
So I think with time, same thing. It doesn't get any easier at this point to be done this early, but in a couple of weeks, or maybe longer, we'll be able to reflect on some of the good things that we did accomplish this year. You just see that I think the youth is starting to step up, and guys are playing bigger roles, and that's exciting because we've got some good young talent and guys that can grasp bigger roles and be a bigger part and play bigger, make a bigger difference. So I think that's exciting, and it's another year of hard work from them and everybody. That should be a better year next year.
Well, yeah, it's still disappointing at this stage, and it might take a little bit of time to continue to look back, but I think we showed some really good signs. I look at the run and how much fun we had while it lasted. It was the city, the fans were unbelievable, and it was the character we showed. Minus the last game was really good, and we came back, we fought, and we gave it everything we had, and it just it wasn't enough. And hopefully we're not judged just based on the last game. So, but as a whole, I think you look back and there's a lot of things we can be proud of. And that being said, we didn't reach our goal, so there's obviously more I feel like that I could have done and the team could have done anytime you don't win. So.
Yeah, it's tough to sit there, after the game. I hardly touched my phone at all. But after that, you got to throw it away. It sucks. You want to win. You want to move on, and one game away from conference finals. And it's be a huge accomplishment for the guys in the room and for the organization and for the fans. And it's definitely some place we wanted to be. And it wasn't our best performance, but I can't say we didn't work hard and prepare the right way and do the right things to try to win a game. Sometimes it just doesn't go your way, and it's tough and you get frustrated.
Obviously, I don't want to show my frustration like that. I wish I wouldn't have done it, but it's at that point I think the emotions are running pretty high, and that was I'm a little bit embarrassed about that, but it was you invest so much, and when everything kind of falls apart, and it's just I guess it just came out like that.
I'm not sure a lot of people would blame you, really.
It makes me feel a little bit better.
One of the things that players are asked immediately at the end of the season, especially at the end of a playoff run, the reflections of the season, maybe only a day or two after the season ends for them in a Game 7 loss like the Nashville Predators had. But it's hard to reflect on a season so quickly following a loss, and most of them did admit that they would reflect on it and find that it was a great season for them, even though it didn't end the way they wanted it to end. But it's really difficult to judge that so quickly after a season ends.
It really is. Think about the fact that the reason that you and I aren't athletes, Bradford. Yes, we play on the Mighty Drunks and we play hockey, and Robbie Stanley, I think Ryan Porth, other media colleagues of ours, they play kickball, and there's things going on, right? But we're not pro athletes because we don't have the type of focus, the razor sharp focus that they do,
or the bodies,
right. But my point is on focusing though, so we're going to stick with that. We don't need to get out of the body thing, but we don't have the focus that they do. So that's why players sometimes get peeved a little bit after the season ends. Right after the season ends, somebody asks them, "Hey, what about your future? Are you going to continue to play, or are you going to retire, or do you want to come back?" Those are hard questions to digest for a guy whose mind is still focused on what's at hand, even though it's over. It's easy for a fan to sit back and be like, oh, we hope he's back, or we hope he's not back, or whatever it may be. But for a player to do that is very difficult. That goes to your point of saying it's hard for the players right now, 48 hours after the season ended, to digest, how the season went, what they're going to learn from it. It's a very difficult position for them.
We still have a good core group of guys, and then a lot of young players really made a name for themselves this year, and I thought that a lot of guys stepped up, and guys like even Salomäki and Jarni had a great year, and obviously Filip is one of the top players already. So a lot of good young players.
I thought we faced a lot of adversity during the year, and obviously didn't play our best hockey during the year at some points, and we stayed with it. And, we have a lot of young guys on our team, so definitely looking forward for next year.
I just think that we're a better team. We had a lot of good pieces last year. We added a lot of pieces this year, and just coming together as a group. But second round is obviously a good step, but it's just a part of what we want to do.
The way we came together in the playoffs too, beating Anaheim, number 1 ranked in their division, and great hockey team, and then the way we played, and we have a young team, not too much playoff experience, and I think our team is going to benefit from going to the second round and get that feeling and knowing what it's like. So I think we're just going to get better next year, and I'm looking forward to it.
And as it goes with the offseason, most players do know that the team will change, as it always does. Players will leave, new players will come in, things could happen, trades could happen, players could get moved to the trade deadline, who knows, especially free agency. Every player seems to be fully aware of that, and that's something you would expect out of them too.
You do, and Shea Weber actually alluded to that in his portion of the interview process. Is he basically said, look, the changeover always happens, just like you said, Justin, and I think that's the weird thing is when you walk out the door, for us as a media, right? Like you walk out the door, we don't know if we're going to see Paul Gaustad here again. We don't think we will, but there's a possibility that at a lower rate, something like that, for 1 year to bridge the gap between Colton Sisson's full-time spot, for example, or penalty killing, whatever it is. There's a chance that he'd be back, that they would want him back. So it's just one example, but you never know who you're going to see again and who's going to go, even if it's not a contract thing. Even if it is, like you mentioned, a trade at the draft. The Predators are picking 17th overall in June's draft. Well, what if they move up to get a stud defenseman because they know they need one coming down the pike here pretty soon? Who's going to go in that trade? So you just never know who you're going to see, and that's, I think, the sad part of the business. It's a necessary part, don't get me wrong. We saw that with Seth Jones and Ryan Johansson, right? But still, that's the sad part of the business.
Yeah, speaking of the draft, you can look forward to more coverage from Penalty Box Radio on the draft this year.
That's probably a question more for David, but I think you look at our goaltending in D, and it's pretty solid, and I think there's tweaks we can make up front to be better. And any team, every year there's going to be a few guys leaving and things happen, and but it's always you're trying to find ways to get better. And I know that that'll happen this summer, and unfortunately some guys will leave, and other guys will come in, and hopefully we just continue to grow as a group and learn from the experience and the loss, and I think we gained valuable experience, and we can use that next year.
There will be changes for sure. There is every summer and off season. It's the way it goes, and that's I think why one of the hardest parts about leaving now is you're leaving a lot of guys, all your teammates. You don't know who's coming back, who's leaving, and we're tight. We're like a family, and we'll see what happens this off season. But I think that there's a lot of good core pieces there, and we're definitely we should be good for a while.
And there you have it, folks, for the last time the 2015-16 season. It's Justin Bradford, Penalty Box Radio, Jeremy K. Gover, Nashville Predators Radio Network. Thanks for watching.